On a muddy bank in northern Alabama, an old man with a dented coffee can pulled 47 channel catfish out of one slow river bend in a single night. 50 yards downstream, three younger guys with brand new rods and $20 dip baits worked the same water the same night. They landed four. His name was Earl Mercer. He learned it back in 1961 from an old riverman on the Tombigbee, and for 40 years he quietly outfished everyone who ever stood beside him. The only thing in Earl's coffee and can the others didn't have was a little brown bottle he bought for 50 cents in the baking aisle of a grocery store. Welcome to American Fishing, the channel where we rescue the knowledge the tackle industry spent years burying and hand it back to you for free. New here? Subscribe and hit the bell. That little bottle was pure anise extract, the same warm licorice smell that goes into your grandmother's Christmas cookies. A baking spice to you. To a catfish, it is a dinner bell ringing across the entire river, and there is real science behind why. Here's what no bait shop will explain. A catfish barely uses its eyes. In stained water, it is nearly blind, and it hunts almost entirely by smell. A channel catfish carries over 100,000 scent receptors. Its skin, its whiskers, its whole body is one giant tongue tasting the water. Studies on catfish olfaction put it bluntly. They can detect a single drop of the right compound diluted in an Olympic swimming pool of water. And anise is special. It releases a compound called anethole. Anethole is oil-based, so it doesn't just dissolve and vanish. It forms a scent trail that hangs in the water. That trail drifts down current like smoke, punching straight through muddy water that would hide any lure you could buy. A good scent trail will pull catfish from as far as 40 feet down current, straight up the trail to your hook. You stop waiting for fish, you start calling them in, and this is just one of 10 homemade recipes the industry quietly buried. They're all in the Angler's Vault. A link in the description, or scan the QR code in the corner. But stay right here, because a detail near the end decides if you triple your catch or waste your bottle. So if it's this cheap and this effective, why isn't it on every shelf in America? Walk into any tackle shop and look at the scent wall. Rows of patented dip baits, spray attractants, and secret formula gels. $12, $15, $18 a jar. Here's the dirty little secret. Flip the jar over and read it. Most are built around the exact same family of scent compounds you get in a 50-cent bottle of Anise. Bass Pro and Cabela's built whole aisles on scent, attractants, dyes, sprays sold by the millions every season. It is enormously profitable. A patented jar spoils in a single season. A bottle of anise costs 50 cents, never goes bad, and scents over 100 baits. 30 times the price for the exact same molecule. And the fish has never once been able to read the price tag. So why was it buried? Simple. You cannot patent a kitchen spice, and you cannot build a marketing campaign around something that costs 50 cents. Rivermen were dosing their bait with anise oil more than 100 years ago. The modern tackle industry just quietly wrote it out of the catalogs. All right, here is exactly how Earl mixed it. Written down for the first time, and it costs almost nothing, takes about 2 minutes, and you can do it tonight. You need 4 things, and you almost certainly have 3 of them already. And start with half a cup of cut bait, shad, skipjack, or plain chicken liver from the grocery store. This is the protein that holds the scent. Add exactly 10 drops of pure anise extract. Not imitation, not flavoring. Phosphinated pure extract. 10 drops, and I'll tell you in a minute why more is actually worse. Then 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Garlic is the second half of the secret. A sulfur compound catfish can't resist, and it stretches the scent trail even further. Mix it, seal it in a zip bag, and let it rest 1 full hour. This is the step everyone skips, and it's the most important one. Resting lets the oil-based anethole soak deep into the bait instead of just coating the surface. A surface coat washes off in 5 minutes. A rested bait bleeds scent the whole time it's on the bottom. Rig it simple. A slip sinker, a barrel swivel, a foot of leader, and a circle hook. Cast it, prop the rod, and don't touch it. That circle hook sets itself. For channel cats and blues, push a chunk on the hook and soak it until the smell stains your fingers. If your hands don't smell like licorice and garlic, you didn't use enough. Now, a few honest warnings, because that is what separates this channel from a store. First, this does almost nothing for largemouth bass. Bass are sight hunters. They ambush with their eyes, not their nose. I tell you that plainly so you don't waste a trip. But for catfish, carp, and bullheads, the smell feeders, It's almost unfair. Carp especially lose their minds over anise and garlic. Same bottle, a whole second species opened up. And here is the critical detail I promised. The one that decides everything. When you fish, it matters more than how you mix it. The single best window is from 1 hour before sunset into full dark. That's when catfish leave the deep holes and hunt by smell alone. And your bottle does all the work while you sit back. 2 quick mistakes to avoid. Don't over-anise it. I said 10 drops for a reason. Drown the bait, and the scent becomes a wall that actually pushes fish away. And refresh your bait. After 20 to 30 minutes on the bottom, the scent has bled out. Reel in, dunk it, recast, and a fresh trail catches 10 times the fish of a stale one. 1 bottle, mini baits. Stir it into a punch bait dough, soak your sponge hooks, or add a few drops to a bag of cut shad the night before. The bottle is the engine. Step back and look at what just happened. No battery, no subscription, no $200 gadget. 50 cents of a baking spice, outfishing a marketing department. That's the whole game. The best fishing knowledge in this country never came from a catalog. It came from people who watch water, not people who design packaging in a marketing department. Earl passed a couple of winters ago. He never sold a thing. He just watched the river for 60 years and remembered what it told him. 50 cents of anise will outfish a $15 jar every single night of the week because the fish was never able to read the price tag in the first place. This recipe is one of 10 in the Vault's Forbidden Baits pack. Part of the full guide, 180 field-tested techniques, the native baits chapter, reading water with no electronics, and the secret hours the guides keep quiet. Scan the QR code in the corner right now or tap the first link in the description. Every subscription keeps this kind of knowledge alive instead of buried. So, here's your homework. Mix Earl's recipe this week, find a slow bend an hour before dark, and fish it. Then tell me in the comments exactly how many you landed. Subscribe, hit the bell, and send this to a buddy who still buys the $15 jar. Because next week, we open the vault a little wider.